This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Manny Navarro. Manny, how you doing, my brother? How you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good, man. I think if we all said to each other, "Hey, they're going to go into Texas A&M and lose 17-9, have a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter, and outgain them by over 100 yards and lose the game because you muffed a punt and had a couple bad red zone possessions," I think most Miami fans would have taken it before the season. I think obviously there's disappointment now because you know that Texas A&M lost to Appalachian State, but to me, considering all the circumstances, the fact that they dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides, there's a lot of good to take from it. And I still think this is a team that can win the division and get to the ACC title game playing this kind of style, playing this kind of defense, and running the ball the way that they did tonight.
The only problem I have with I have a big problem with today's game is the way you lost. You had a chance to win. The missed field goals, the mistakes, the penalties. That to me was really disappointing today. Special teams alone was so terrible on the covering of the kicks, missing the field goals. That's the 3rd and 6. You ran the ball when I'm living and dying with TVD, bro. I'm putting the ball in. In fact, I'm not even settling for the field goal to make it 17-6. I'm going for a touchdown even on 4th down. And so a little bit of the conservative calls there, which kind of, reminds me a little bit of the conservative stuff I saw at Oregon at times. So those are some of my concerns in this game. It's how you lost and a little bit of that conservative characteristic. How much should I be concerned about that?
Well, I think, look, that's Mario's style, right? Every coach kind of has something that's their trademark, and Mario's style is keep it close, try to win in the fourth quarter, and that's not always going to be satisfactory. You're going to want them to put their foot on the gas pedal when they can and not keep teams close. I think tonight you come into this environment, you're down your best receiver. This was the game they wanted to play. They didn't want to make mistakes, and in the end, the offense really didn't make mistakes other than not executing in the red zone. They were good between the 20s, and they had some really bad field position most of the game. So to me, it's the play calling in the red zone. It's taking a shot. Throw the ball to Will Mallory in the end zone. Give Elijah Arroyo a shot in the end zone. I agree with you. I think that's the one area for certain that you can sit here and question. What you can't necessarily complain about is the game plan, because I thought, we talked about it the week leading up. You run the ball down these guys' throats. You keep
Yes.
And they did it. I mean, the defense,
but they couldn't finish it.
Right.
That's the thing.
And that's what happens if you don't have a receiver. That's what happens if you don't have a go-to guy. To be honest, that's what it is. If you have Charleston Rambo out here tonight, do you lose this game?
No, that we just talked about that. We just talked about that. You throw a couple in the end zone and he comes down with it. They had nobody to throw a fade to. You know what I mean? But okay, so why not use their tight ends a little bit more, Manny? Why not get them involved in the middle of the field? Even on that 3rd and 6, why not throw it to the backs out in the flats or something? Why not try to find somebody in some kind of space? Because you ran the ball down their throats, but then when you really wanted to get the 3rd and 6 and even 4th and 4, you didn't count on your running game, and your running game didn't bail you out at that moment. So you couldn't really drive the nail all the way down.
No, you couldn't. And that's, look, there's going to be regret. Mario had regret all over his face, leaving the stadium tonight. Talked about, obviously the muffed punt that killed them and really, I thought, took the wind out of their sails. If that doesn't happen, they're probably leading and they're not having to play catch up. And we're not sitting here questioning their offensive play calling because they've probably got the lead and Texas A&M's the one that has to make the play. So everything swung on that muff punt, man. And, to me,
the muff punt and the first drive.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, because you allowed them to start at the 40 or something, and then you allowed them to march right down and get 3 points. And those 10 points right there are the buffer in the entire game.
Yeah. And Borregales doesn't usually have too many kicks blocked. I mean, that was just a low drive. Got you get the 3 points there, and now Texas A&M feels a little more pressure, right? Now you're giving up a touchdown at the end and losing the lead, not playing with 8 and a little more comfortable. So who knows what would have happened. I just know this. I know Miami fans are angry. I know they're frustrated with the offense, but I still come away leaving here like, you know what? If they got an offensive line and a defensive line that can do this to an SEC team that obviously is very talented, then they should be able to do this to everybody in the ACC.
You see, Manny, I thank you for being the voice of reason in here, because I don't know if you're able to read these comments yet, but if you are, don't forget about it, because you're just going to want to leave and get on the plane and come home. All right. I am not losing my mind. I am very encouraged. What O said is 100% right. I I definitely would throw the ball there, but I'm not going to complain about 2% of play calling, because 98% of the play calling of on Gaddis's part tonight was good, considering you don't really have stuff to throw at on the outside because the receivers can't get open. Okay,
Yeah.
like you said, excuse me. The game plan getting here was time control, run the ball. They did that, and you just got to fine tune some things. And I'm sorry, with the all-star cast that Miami has hired, I'm betting on that not being an issue. I'm very encouraged.
Yeah.
I have the solution, Manny.
What's that?
What the hell is John Ruiz doing, bro? Let's go get Oronde Gadsden the second. That's
Hey,
all right now. Wait a minute. You can't transfer mid-season. You can't he just like get him like an NIL deal like right now and have Gadsden suit up for Middle Tennessee State this week? We can't have a trade or something. We'll trade Mike McCoy for Oronde Gadsden. Can we do that? We'll throw in Chad too. Okay, I mean, come on. Can we do something? How about this? What we'll do is we'll switch receivers in the middle of the night. We'll drop off Romeo over there, and then we'll just bring Oronde over, and that's it. And then he could just wear Oronde's jersey over there, and then Brinson here. Oronde will wear Brinson's jersey, and nobody will know, just us.
The size difference won't give it away at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Everything's hidden inside the helmet. We're fine.
Hey, they tried to get Zay Flowers here. Okay, Zay Flowers is a hometown kid, all ACC type receiver out of Boston College, and yes, it's tampering or whatever you want to call it. But the bottom line is they tried. They went. Look, Frank Latson, right? Another hometown kid. You bring him home from Clemson. Where was he tonight? Right? Where did he show up? Look, the transfer portal. You're not always going to hit home runs, and part of the reason guys are in the transfer portal is because they're not that good at wherever they were at. It's not like great players get in the transfer portal that often, right? Like, how many Jordan Addisons do you find?
Hey, Jalen Phillips.
Well, and that's the point, though. We can name a few of them, right? Difference maker. Jermaine Johnson from Florida State.
Charleston Rambo, right? Isn't Charleston Rambo?
But again, there's like one or two every class. It's not 12. And Miami needs 12. They needed 12 in this class, not just, some really good.
Somebody kidnap Oronde Gadsden.
Manny.
His dad lives here. Damn it. Why doesn't his dad kidnap him? Is he homesick? Doesn't that shit happen anymore? Homesick? You're freezing your ass in Syracuse. Get your ass down here, Oronde. The hell is going on? That kid
Manny, one of the things headed into this game was the recruiting element and how big that story would have been. I know that, that's not one of the things you pay most attention to, but without knowing anything from the outside looking in, you got to feel that the Miami guys, or the guys that still have interest, the guys who are at this game, battling it out between these two schools, they can't come away saying anything bad about Miami.
No, I mean, I think, again, like I wrote this week that the biggest thing Miami couldn't afford was to get blown out and embarrassed in this game. And they weren't blown out and embarrassed. They had a chance in the fourth quarter. And for all these receivers that were here watching this game in person, the Hakeem Williams of the world, for instance, if you watch this game in person, you're like, man, they only had me, right? They only had me in there. I'd make those catches. I'd make those plays. Look, to me, recruiting is perception, right? And how far away you really are, how close you are, what it is that you need, how it is that you use those players. Miami gave their receivers every opportunity tonight to make plays. Was Tyler Van Dyke perfect? No. He said it himself afterward. The throw that he missed to Michael Redding on the crossing pattern is one that he will lament for a while. That throw in the third quarter, that if he connects there, who knows where Redding is? He might have gotten in the end zone. But look, the bottom line is they know that this roster is getting better, and they know that this team just went on the road in front of 107,000 people and didn't embarrass themselves. And they look closer to being the kind of program you want them to be than what they were last year and the year before that and the year before that.
Mallory, are we convinced that his neck is made of steel?
We were all worried for him. And, he said basically that he knew it wasn't serious, but it was precautionary. They told him not to move. What scared him was everybody running to him more than anything else, right? Freaking out. And you see like, oh, man, everybody's panicked. Did I not notice that something fell off or something like that? So he that scared him. But the injury itself, what happened to his neck, no. He said in the end, he wasn't hurt. He just landed on his head really hard. And, hopefully there's no repercussions. He doesn't wake up tomorrow with a stiff neck or anything like that. God knows Miami can't afford to not have him, especially knowing now that Xavier Restrepo's out for 6 weeks.
All right. Well, what do we know about DJ Scaife?
Yeah, I saw him in the fourth quarter standing on the sidelines. He had a little bit of a limp to him, but he was still in his uniform. He didn't have to go back to the locker room. So to me, not a serious knee injury. If it was, I'm sure he probably would have gone back. But, he'll probably be out sometime. That's what happens in the middle of the season. You got a game to play next week, and you got a bye week after that. My guess is DJ Scaife probably won't be back the earliest until after that bye week.
Mike, you got something else?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
All
I'm
right.
just
listen. If Trump can trade Puerto Rico for Greenland, we can trade for a Ronde. Okay, I mean, I'm just saying.
Get it done, John Ruiz.
Just talk to Ruiz. It'll be huge. It'll be huge. I'm telling you. Okay.
Yeah, they definitely need that. But hey, I was proud of this defensive line, by the way. I mean,
they were awesome. No,
they were relentless all night.
Defense, the secondary, which is much maligned.
DJ Ivy.
Yeah, DJ Ivy finally showed up. I mean, wow, there's somebody got him off the milk carton. Let's see.
Yeah,
holy moly. Yeah, but Mike was trying to talk up DJ, like, hey, no, we gotta give DJ. And I'm like, DJ
he had a good game. He had a good game.
Did you see New Jack City? You remember New Jack City, Manny?
Years ago, brother. Yes, very.
You remember when Ice-T turned to Pookie and said, Pookie, you owe a lot of people, Pook, right? Well, I just want to, DJ Ivy, you owe a lot of people, all right? So nice performance, young man, but you need to string a few more together there, okay? That's all I'm saying.
If the pass rush is that good every single week, he's going to look great the rest of the season.
Yeah. No, I love. We said the pie today, the blame pie goes all to the offense, special teams, and some coaching decisions there. But the defense, they get no blame pie. They played today to win the game.
Yeah.
Because think about it. The 2 field goals puts you at 15 points. That's all. That's all you need to do. And then if you don't give up the damn muff punt, you're winning this game, dude. Overall. So and the first drive too was kind of ugly. So it's the defense did their jobs today, man. Got to give them love.
What do we think at best this Texas A&M team really is? Because they started the season number 6 in the country. I say 8-4. I say 8-4 in the SEC, which probably would be good enough to go 10-2 in the ACC.
I
think that's a top 20 team. I think that's a top 20 team at the end of the year.
Stop it.
It's a top 20 team at the end of the year.
More losses. They're going to add 2 or 3 more losses to this. Now, listen.
They're going to get better.
We had Jeff Tarpley on, okay? Great find, by the way, by Mikey. Jeff Tarpley joined us. He said like 65 of their players are either true freshmen or freshmen. So the team is just so young. They're probably really talented. You know when we're going to say Texas A&M is really good? In 2023.
Right,
not
when
this.
they come to Miami.
Yeah, exactly. When they come to Miami, and hopefully Mario's got receivers at that point. All right, any final thoughts there before we let you go and you're off on that big old jet plane?
Yeah, no, my final thoughts are, hopefully they find a receiver to step up. I thought Jacoby George at times tonight showed you something, right? He had a catch and run that I thought was pretty impressive, that he got inside of the red zone. So to me, Jacoby George is another positive to take out of this.
Yeah, he did make some plays coming off suspension. I like that. All right, Manny, appreciate you as always, my brother. Safe travels. We'll talk later on in the week. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care.
You got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro, right from the field there. Ha ha! At Texas A&M. Ha! True fin.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.